So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinear.
Come all ye sailors and scallywags, and join the crew of Flintlocks and Fireballs, a D&D podcast following a band of privateers sailing the seas of Napoleonic Calcinia. Catch us at flintlocksandfireballs.com every Tuesday at 7 p.m. GMT, or on Podbean, iTunes, YouTube, and more. You can also follow us on Facebook at Flintlocks and Fireballs, or Twitter on @FlintlocksDND. Fair seas and natural 20s.
No kraken, storm, or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.
Hello and welcome to the D&D Grandma and the Family That Games Together podcast. For more about our history, please check us out on Twitter at D&D Grandma or on Facebook at The Family That Games Together. We hope you have as much fun listening to our story as we did creating it. Now, sit back and enjoy. And we're back.
Okay.
Okay, so you are making your way out of this.
We took the bell and we took the doll.
Okay. And you're making your way back topside right now. Traversing back through all the staircases, back to the main chamber with the 5 effigies of the original 5. And back up the spiral staircase and back into that alleyway where you found the entrance to this sub-lair, for lack of a better word.
How much time has passed?
Hour.
Damn,
maybe 2.
That's a lot. In an hour. Alright, so we're back in the alleyway, so I guess...
And you all have Drusilia with you.
Mm-hmm.
Drusilia, and your clothes.
Okay,
the stair.
I would say, yeah.
We're carrying her?
She can walk.
Oh, she walk. Huh?
Yeah. I would say we go back to your dad.
Or should we go to Harbeck first and get the city council together?
That's true.
What do we gotta do with Drusilla?
Well, she's our evidence
She
for
should
the
go
city
home?
council.
Oh, she's the evidence.
Yeah, she has to. I mean, if he burns the pages, then we have to have her tell the story.
Alright, let's do that.
Okay.
And I say don't let her go home. Like, honestly, don't let her out of our sight.
Yeah.
Alright, so where do we meet?
We go back to the manor house, right?
Okay.
Oaken Hills Manor House.
Yeah.
The mayoral house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You make the journey.
I'm on my way.
Yep. Back across the White Bridge and onto the mayoral island. And into the manor house. And as you approach the front door, Norman greets you. Haven't been around in a little while. Is everything okay?
Yes. Noodles.
Oh, my dear word. Okay, I'll fetch the Lord Mayor.
Can we come in?
Yes, please, come inside. And, are you going up to the mayor's office? Or are you asking for the mayor to come see you?
Whatever. I guess we could go up to his office.
Let's go to his office.
Yeah.
Okay. Norman you can see he's a bit frantic now.
Mm-hmm.
He leads you in, and Harbeck is in his office. He is in the mayor's quarters right now. He is alone. He's not currently meeting with anybody. He's just in there sort of just writing on a scroll and just going, oh, been a while since I've seen you. What's going on?
Noodles.
What?
We have proof.
Show me.
We bring the lady in.
And I'm not going to go back and forth role playing with myself. Mm-hmm. But essentially he does the explain yourself, and she relays everything she told you, she relays to him. Alright, we must call the council together. Will you be willing to say all of this at a full hearing of the city council?
Yes, we will.
Yep.
Yes, we will.
Yes.
We're all willing to.
Alright. Wait in the parlor. I'm going to gather all the council members.
Is there any guard that you can send out with them so as they come here they can be protected?
They will all have escorts.
Okay.
And that is what's going to happen over the next maybe hour or 2 hours, is you'll all be taken down to the parlor where the four of you, Ember, Nulara, Sashi, Mentor, where you were first brought on your first day in Whitebridge.
Yeah.
You're brought into that same parlor room. Some basic refreshments are brought over. Lady Jova sees to you personally. And it's about maybe an hour and a half before finally the council all make their way in. Harbeck, Adric Orcsbane, the Lord of the Watch, Vistra Hammerstone, Olvina Strakeland, and Chadwick Pittman all make their way in. And for the purposes of brevity, that way we're not role-playing every single line. I don't have to keep going back and forth with myself. A very, for lack of a better word, a hearing is held, where Lady Drasilia and all of you give your testimony.
I want to make sure all the windows are closed.
Okay. They will send a handmaiden, one of the ladies in waiting, to see to it, to make sure that all the windows are closed. And at the end of it, the council asks to deliberate in private.
Before we leave the room, I'm going to walk over and take my vial of holy water. I'm going to put it on the table like this, just in case. And I walk away, just to drive home my point.
Okay. So the council meets in private, and after maybe another 2 hours. So at this point, it's mid-afternoon. You're all brought in again. And you're brought into the formal council chambers, a room none of you have ever been in. They've arranged themselves now where they can all face you, but as you walk in, you see that it is a table for the 5 of them, where Lord Harbeck would sit at the head, and then the other 4 would sit alongside. But they've sort of angled their chairs now, so that way they can all face you directly when
Interrogation style.
Not necessarily. That already happened in the parlor. You all gave your testimony.
Okay.
And they bring you in, and Harbeck does the talkings. Upon much deliberation, I don't think we have any choice other than to immediately rescind all of our business activities with Lord Cormion, sever ties with Wildenheim, and do our best to hunt this creature down and drive him from the city walls. Lady Drasilia has been a long time professor over at the academy, and Lady Tremaine, your family ties go back generations to our city, and you 5 have been nothing but good fortune to Whitebridge since your arrival. Albeit your methods are unorthodox, but we can't argue with your results. And there's no reason for us not to believe you. Perhaps if Lord Cormion was here personally to defend himself, but the fact that he is not here worries me greatly, and I feel I need to err on the side of caution to protect my city. What measures do you need us to do to help protect yourselves, or do you think you can manage on your own?
I think we need to regroup and think of what we might need to get him. More acid, buy more acid, and things like that. Or more weapons. Maybe have somebody do some research in your library and give us maybe a little more facts on Lord Cormion.
That can be done.
For myself, I'm going to follow the party and whatever the party needs me to do, but I can't have my father fall victim to another monster. I can't have the Tremaine name fall victim. Is there any way that you can offer any additional protection to my father?
We can have guards stationed. We can add patrols to your neighborhood. We can have your estate and your businesses be part of our tours that we make throughout the city. If you think it's necessary, we can give him a private security detail for a few weeks.
I do think it's necessary, as Lord Cormion was in my mansion speaking to my father about a business exchange. I think he has some sort of sight set on him.
And it turns to Lord Adric Orcsbane. He says, "Do you have men you can spare?" Adric just does a slow nod. He goes, I know exactly who to give the job to. It'll be done, Lady Tremaine. We'll get some of the temple clerics from the upper city together and see what sort of holy and magical protections we can put in place.
So it's safe to say that now the whole town is his enemy, in his eyes.
Aye.
I'm going to message over to Ember. Should we tell him about Lord Kalzim right now?
I was just going to say the same thing. I'm not sure. I'm going to also ask... You ask Laura, I'm going to ask Denise. Hey, secret conversation.
Umbra, secret conversation. I message you.
Do you think we should talk to Calzim?
About Calzim.
About Calzim. We should tell them that Calzim is on their way and that he's up there.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think we should tell them about Lord Calzim right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they should start fortifying, the city walls, bring in more soldiers, I mean, if he's on his way, then they should know that.
Okay. I'll go back to Kristen. Shashim said yes.
Umbra said yes too.
Okay. You asked Tor. Nulara.
Tor, should we tell the council that General Calzim is on the way?
Do you think we should tell them about Calzim?
Yes.
Yes.
I go back to
Yeah.
Ember. Yep,
It's
they said yes, it's unanimous.
Alright.
Do you want to rock, paper, scissors this? Who's going to tell them?
Nah, you tell them. You're
Hold
all
the
like,
preference cheers.
happy go lucky.
So there is something else I would like to make the council aware of. The Blue Ring has been disbanded in Whitebridge.
We heard.
Very
Good
good.
luck.
Yeah, don't say that yet, save it. There is somebody named General Calzim who is coming to Whitebridge with an army.
What?
I'm not done. And he believes that the Goliath with the red hair is in custody by the Blue Ring. So he's coming to retrieve him.
Why would he believe that?
Would you like to take that over, Ember?
And nobody stopped me at the time. I just want to put that out there.
Because it was super quick.
They were under the impression that we have him because we made them write it out and send a secret message. We felt that it had to happen. Yeah, I noodles the whole thing over. But we still have the paper and the pen. We could possibly write another message of some sort.
You can see they're all visibly shaken by this, and there's a lot of
And I message back over to Ember, what would you like to write on it? Oops, mistake.
No, just a new message from Tor. Ha ha, motherfuckers, can't catch me. And then just send it to them.
Because that will make them mad. End message.
Do you know how long we have before they're at our gates?
They are in a town nearby. Hold on. They are in
You're tracking their...
Wild Meadow. The last time we talked about it.
Is that name familiar to you at all?
No,
Should be.
that's where I'm
That's where
from.
Amber's from.
Oh, I'm from Wild Meadow. I gotta write that down.
If that is true, if they're outside Wild Meadow, we probably have upwards of 2 to 3 weeks.
So I would... Now you're not only fortifying inside, sir, but you're also fortifying from the outside.
It would appear that way.
I'm so sorry.
We need to do a lot of research.
Shut it all.
We need to do some research on vampires because the guy turned to mist and he was all busted and broken. So I want to know what that means. Where is his body? Is he going back to a random body? Did he have to go home? Did he where is he as of now? What does he look like?
Lady Drasilia, I'm sure we have some sort of section in the archives about vampirism and vampires. And yes, of course, Lord Mayor. All right. I trust you will escort these people there so they can do the necessary research.
Indeed.
In the meantime, Lord Adric, it looks like you and I need to have a few conversations about the security of our walls. And Adric has been looking at you ever since you mentioned the whole deal with Calzim. Adric has been the hardest looking one out of all of them. Like the Lord of the Watch in him is Berlin. You've done what? Like he's just eyeing you all the whole time. He's not happy.
I don't know. Nobody stopped me.
Because you have so fucking quick.
Lord
Thank you,
Mayor,
sister.
I will do my very best to secure the city as I always have.
Do any of us pick that up?
Oh, he's not trying to hide it at all.
Okay, I got it.
He does not give two shits if you don't like it or not. He's not hiding that at all.
Okay.
I'll take anybody else's suggestion. We can send a piece of paper. My theory is that if you want to send a piece of paper now, that says that Tor got out of custody, that they no longer are in control of him, and that he and all of us killed the blue ring. He can write that message on a piece of paper and send it to Kalzim.
What purpose does that serve?
Apparently, he wasn't going to come here until he was in custody. Now he's no longer in custody.
False flag.
They would send another
I think no matter
people to try to
what
track
we
him
write
down.
right now, he's going to come.
Yep.
If we say he escaped, he's coming to catch him. If we say, haha, I'm really alive, he's gonna come to catch me. Like, I think it's just like we're caught between a rock and a hard place now.
Mm-hmm. Because I'd like to tell them, I think we gotta watch out for this guy. For Aldrich.
He's a member of the council. Oh, you're telling them?
Yeah.
Your party members?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's something I'm not too fond of with this guy. I don't know if he's in cahoots with Kalzim or not.
Oh, he's visibly shaken, you think?
Make an insight check.
Insight check? Okay. Unless I'm going crazy and I need a long rest.
Oh.
I don't know.
You're at disadvantage because of your corruption.
But can I use a luck point?
You can.
Yeah, there you go. Then I'll use a luck point to remove my disadvantage.
Okay.
13?
You're not sure if it's that he's in cahoots with Kalzim or if he's just very upset because now you've added so much to his plate and an enemy is at the gates, sort of thing.
Okay.
It's like, I'm in charge of the city and a Durgar army is going to be at the gates in 2 weeks. If that's all, then I think we all have a lot of homework to do.
I think we have a couple different stops to go to. Go see your father, but also go to the library, and then we should go back into the sewers and do research. Spend a day or two doing research.
All right.
Yes?
Yes.
I'll take a book with me, but I'm not leaving my father's side.
Are you going to go home, or you want to bring your father into the sewer? Oh, no, you're going to have, like, an armed guard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, send me a message in the morning and tell me if you're okay.
Okay.
Call me anytime through the night if you need it.
Okay. So you're going home
going home.
to Papa.
Library.
With her to the library.
Yeah, library.
I think I'll go with Tor and Sasha.
And you are going...
To find out about his weapons.
Oh, dear Lord.
Now, do his weapons have to be replaced?
No, special weapons to be made.
Okay.
When we first started playing the game, the very first day we sat and played, I believe, he ordered the axe.
The axe, and then I had the spears.
The two javelins of lightning.
Lightning, right.
So I wrote that down, that for his axe at least, it took a week. Oh, I wrote one.
Two for everything.
Okay. For mine, I know it's 2 weeks.
And you ordered yours after his, so
Yes.
yours is about a week behind him. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll settle that up. We'll go around this way. You guys and you paid in advance, I think.
Yes,
okay.
everything was...
Yeah.
You head over to the Dragon's Armaments.
Oh, I love that.
Rowena is there.
I like that place.
Yeah, that's
It's getting close to closing time, but it's not closed. It is the shop is still open,
Right.
and your weapons are ready.
Oh.
So she does hand you your +1 great axe
Excellent.
and your 2 javelins of lightning.
Yay!
Write that down. Make sure you have it. I want to ask her if she has like any sharpening implements for my great sword, like to make it sharper, make it shiny. You know,
She is what? Yeah.
like a nice little kit. I know Umbra
Shit,
has
we're not
the
there.
money bag, so I'm gonna let her pay for it.
Yeah, that's why I came.
There you go.
I also want to check on Ember's fireball wand. How's that coming?
That's gonna be another 5 days or so.
Okay.
You're able, whetstone.
Yeah, like a whetstone.
You could buy a large one for a great sword, maybe for like 5 copper.
Okay. Umbra, can you pay the lady?
Sure.
I want to put that. I'm able to put that like in my little satchel, correct?
Oh,
Yeah.
Do we have enough for 2 more lightnings? Oh.
How much are the lightnings?
How much are the lightning bolt?
You want me to make 2 more for
2
you?
more, yes.
I could do that. 2 more the javelins of lightning for 200 gold.
Do we have enough?
Yeah.
Okay. She's gonna add that to the list.
Excellent.
Things to be
Okay.
made.
Yeah.
Armor.
And how long will it take?
I don't know.
2 weeks, right?
A week or two.
Maybe a
We're at
little
the
less.
library.
Okay.
Maybe a
Have
little
a
less.
chain,
Maybe somewhere in
one
between a week
shield,
and 2
one holy
weeks.
amulet.
7 to 10 business days.
Yeah, something like
Anything
that.
else now I have.
7 to 10 business days. Okay, so wait. The fireball wand is still in order, and now we're adding to that 2 lightning javelins.
She's gonna try and double time it and see if she can get it all ready in at the same time.
Cool.
With the wand of fireballs.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay. I just want to ask about specialty arrows.
Is there anything in particular you want me to make you?
Well, the last time I was here, you gave me the poison to tip my arrows, but it's impractical in battle. So I just wanted to see if you had, the fire arrows where the fire is just part of it, or something like that.
That I don't have. I can make it.
Okay. How much to make like a quiver of fire arrows?
For 20 fire arrows, a whole quiver's worth, you're looking at about 5,000 gold.
Ooh, 5,000
for 20
gold.
arrows.
What do we have
But
left?
remember, the magic still stays in it as many times as it hits.
Good selling
As
point.
many times as
A javelin of lightning, once it hits, it just becomes a javelin.
Yeah.
The lightning's
Mhm.
gone. Fire arrows, they stay fire arrows.
Sure, you could pull it out of somebody and it's still a fire arrow.
You could recover it and theoretically still be able to shoot it.
I
That's
did
why
not
it's
know
worth a
that.
little more.
I was throwing away fire arrows left and right. Okay, so if I wanted to order, let's say 5 fire arrows, then how much would that be?
But my glasses.
5 I
are-
could do for maybe 1,200?
1,200. How much is a platinum again?
10 gold.
10 gold. Okay, I'm gonna pay it in 120 platinum.
Her eyes get real big. You can see she doesn't get platinum very often. I'm like, oh, someone's been saving up their allowance.
Yeah.
She looks like a little kid.
Anything else?
Big shopping order, huh?
That was big. So I'm good. Tor, are you good?
Happy.
Happy? Oh, Tor's
Can we
happy.
say that we went with them on our way to the library?
I'll allow it.
She needs armor.
Who needs armor?
Mom.
Your mom.
Band-Aid?
New Laura.
Well, I don't know how much armor I would need. I mean, I've never in melee.
What kind of armor do you have?
Oh, for mundane, I got everything. What you looking for?
Plate, right?
How much is plate? Like 5,000.
Not quite that. It's expensive. It's not quite that bad.
We got quite a kitty though, so what are we talking?
Nice.
Plate is 1,500.
Okay. So how much would that be in platinum?
150.
Let's get a kitty cat
Okay,
some
we have
monkeys on it.
177 left in platinum, or I could give you 3 gems.
Oh.
Get more odd stuff.
Make
huh?
a persuasion check on the gems.
Okay.
And can we sell her chain?
Yeah, that you can easily do.
I also have a rapier and a light throwing hammer to sell.
Okay. We'll take that into account.
I am not persuasive. Oh no, plus 3, 14.
Okay. With that, the rapier, the light hammer, and trading in her chainmail, for that and the gems, you can get the plate.
Okay.
Nice.
So you're
So I have
estimating
plated
those gems
armor?
were at what
Plated
level? Because
armor.
I have 3 different levels
So
of
I
gems
think this 18 is now
that you
20.
gave me.
I know. I'm allowing you. Oh, I'm figuring Umbra may have pulled a fast one.
Oh, okay, good, because that's what I was going to do.
I know. That's why That's why I made you
3
roll.
gems.
So, Mother, your armor class now is 20.
20.
She's got a higher armor class than me.
You want the cleric to be easy to hit?
No. I'm just saying.
The one who gives you
so
life
sweet.
back and cures you.
Yes, Band-Aid. I
Okay.
get it. I just
Alright.
found that funny.
The second you guys lose any hit points, you're like, I'm down to 35.
Is that a high number?
You take 4. I'm down to 31.
He hears all of it whenever he edits the episode.
And he's
always
like shaking his head.
Say what they are.
My favorite was when there was a combat where she was unconscious, Mom, Laura, and Denise were all in single digits, and you're like, oh, I'm at 26. And I'm like, I think you're fine, Barbarian, with
I think
resistance
you'll
to
survive.
everything.
Yeah,
I think you're going to live. I think we're going to get through this.
that is funny.
Gotta go on.
It's like 6, 4, 2, unconscious, I'm at 26.
Wait, so you got your great axe and your lightning javelins, and
So
then
you
you
need to make
ordered
sure-
2
Two more-
additional
yes.
ones.
Did you write down your axe with the +1?
Yes, +1.
great axe, and yeah.
Okay.
So
Thank
now
you.
you're the +1 great axe. Your attack and damage with the great axe both go up by 1. So whatever it is there plus the hit,
Excellent.
+1.
Both of them.
Damage +1.
Okay.
Everything is +1 now. Okay, so that settles you guys up. Now you're going to the library.
I want to go to the library.
Put a pin in that for 1 second. Is there anything in particular you wanted to do with your dad, or are you just going to
I
update
wanted
him?
to inform him of what we just went through. I wanted to inform him of the new personal guard.
Okay.
I wanted to talk very sternly and wag my finger that if he thinks he's leaving this place without somebody else and a uniformed guard, he is sadly mistaken.
Oh, okay
And
then.
I also wanted to scour our mansion's library for anything that might be on lore or vampirism to see if I could find something there.
Okay.
And I wanted to ask him if there was something more than studded leather that I can have as armor in our house.
Interesting. Okay. Like, I don't think your father's he's a textile merchant. He wasn't. Yeah,
A noble, so
I don't think he would have like magical armor.
it's just a question. I don't
Yeah.
know if, being that we are textile merchants and we're rich, if we collected stuff.
There's a
Yeah.
point there.
I mean, if he was like he was a general or something, or like some kind of or an adventurer himself, he would have maybe had something. But being a textile merchant who hunts on the sides, I don't think your father would have anything better than that. That'd probably be the best he'd be able to get you would be studded leather. The conversation goes better than you would have expected. You can tell with recent events your father's a little more open to things outside of his wheelhouse, that there's things in the world that maybe he didn't quite fully grasp. And he's coming to terms with the fact that his little girl's not so little anymore. So the conversation goes better than expected.
I'm not just the bard who gets a business anymore.
No. He's starting to come to grips with that.
Anything in my library?
For both of you, because Nulara and Ember, you're going to the library as well, right? To the city's library.
City, yeah.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. I would like each of you, Ember and Nulara can do it, or one of you can do it with advantage, and Sariel. You're each going to roll investigation checks for your respective libraries. Sariel, your DC is going to be slightly higher because they're actually at an official city library. You're in your own private collection. So, if you guys succeed, you'll get the same benefit, but I need to make your DC a little bit higher.
Ooh.
19.
Sariel?
Nope.
Can I use
19.
luck? Didn't get it.
Into the
stage.
I'm gonna
How
get a
many
whole.
are in there?
Jeez, I mean, it reminds me of the Bronze Tale, putting everyone in the
Should I
bathroom.
Yeah.
19 total? Okay. Sariel?
5 or 2.
Okay. You do find a book on vampire lore that your father had. However, it does not contain any info that you didn't already acquire by being with this group and by actually doing combat with a vampire. So it's all like radiant damage, blah, 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 holy water, blah, 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 blah. It's all stuff you already knew. Now, Ember and Nulara, you did discover a really good tome on vampire history and lore and a lot of the mythology, the mythos surrounding them. You do know that he is absolutely not dead. That misform is what happens to vampires when they get really hurt. You know that wherever that mist was going, it's into some sort of resting place that contains soil from his homeland. And that is where he will rest until he regenerates. And what happens then, you're not sure. And for future reference, Nulara and Ember, any intelligence checks related to recall information about vampires, you each have advantage.
Ooh.
Intelligence check. When I read about the holy water and it reaffirms what's happening in my head, I want to maybe on the way back, I have a little bit of gold, right? Like we have a little bit of gold on us. I want to see if we can go to the temple where she's from with the water.
Okay.
And I want to speak to that woman again and ask if we can get holy water.
Okay.
If we can get 10 flasks of holy water.
10 flasks of holy water.
Well, let's say 6, so everybody has one on.
At least
Okay. And you're going back to the Temple of Eldeth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to see Emmeline.
Yep.
You're able to, they can give you flasks of holy water for 1 silver each.
So if we
Let's-
want 10 silvers.
Yeah, I'm gonna do 10. Because I'll give one to Sariel and her father.
Okay.
And we'll give one to whoever we see. I was going to say, like, Joba and the Lord Mayor and stuff. We'll just give one to everybody. Walking through the city, do I see anything different? Do I see anybody acting differently?
Like what? What do you mean?
I don't know. People who were in a trance and now aren't.
Who were in a trance and now aren't?
Yeah.
No.
What?
You don't see anything like that.
Okay.
Does it look like news from that we gave to the city council has gotten out to the streets?
No.
Okay.
Everyone appears to be going about their business as
Does it
usual.
look gossipy?
No more than usual. I mean, it's a city, so there's always some element of gossip. But no more than usual.
I'm gonna go back to the sewers. Yeah. Okay. And hand out my flasks.
Okay, so you each will get, and Sariel, when you meet up with them again, you'll each get a flask of holy water, bought and paid for by Ember.
Thanks.
Just
Now, do we need to sit down there and do a long rest and discuss where we think that mist is?
Yeah.
Also, we still need to talk to that necromancer. Hunt that guy down.
This is true.
But I think we're going to take the win. I think we're going to take this win tonight.
Okay.
You didn't tell me any information yet about what you learned at the library, right? Because we're separated.
Yeah, well,
Okay. No, nothing yet.
I'll talk to you tomorrow morning.
All right. Talk to me tomorrow morning.
Okay. So long resting. Your hit point maximums go back to normal.
Yay!
Yeah.
And everything's back to normal?
Everything,
our
hit points are
spells.
back, spell slots are back, everything
Okay,
is back.
Cool.
Is it a new dawn?
it's a new day.
It's a beautiful life.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's a new day. It's a new day. I didn't know you were actually waiting for an answer there.
It's like class.
I want to know about my eyes of charming. That's all.
Oh yes, it is a new dawn. Yes. For the purposes of that, absolutely.
So if it's a new morning, I'm going to send a message to Sariel, but I only get 25 words.
It's Twitter.
What should I tell her, guys? So far I have this. Library was helpful. He is not dead, just resting.
Sounds
Just
good.
recuperating,
Yeah.
replenishing all his disgusting things.
Okay. He will...
Recuperating all his disgusting things.
I still have a
Branding
couple
all of his
more
disgusting things.
words. I have like 9 more words.
Why don't you say comfort tea at 3? I don't know.
Tea, Sashim?
I don't know.
Wow.
Remember, I got 2 corruption points. Things are going to come out of my mouth.
Being all refined.
Okay.
Speaking of that,
Oh, why'd you say it?
He was gonna make
Speaking
us
of
roll
that.
anyway.
you all long rested, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Where you took all of your.
Oh, here we go
everything
again.
that you
More,
Here we
had.
go.
more corruption
And
points.
New Laura smells again.
I
No,
don't say
once you
anything.
find something, you just get more and more of that thing, right? It's not like
You take a different corruption.
it's not like you take a different corruption.
You just take more corruption.
You just take
Depends how, whether
But-
it's mild, medium, or.
But there's a source doing
Severe
that.
corruption.
So
I have
does that
a
mean the
question.
source is around
Well,
us
corruption.
somewhere?
Tall, grande, or
And none of
Nazi?
us have the
Figure
power
it
to
out.
figure it out?
We're
No
stupid.
one-
Maybe it's him.
idea.
He's the one right there.
Yeah, he's the
one
source.
that does.
Yeah.
No one has tried. No one has
No.
done anything to try
I
and figure
haven't
it out.
noticed.
Oh, that's right. We have to.
Nobody's
we
noticed.
don't know what's happening. Right. Okay.
We
I'm out
noticed
of
that
the-
she stinks, but that's about it.
I'm off the
excuse me, so do
record.
you.
I'm off the record.
Yes, Tor has
Question
shown.
about the corruption.
Tor has shown no ill effects. at all.
Yet.
He looks completely normal. Sashim is a little
Yeah, she's-
nicer.
So
Yes.
I roleplay
And
that
she
as
likes
we're
tea.
wearing off on you,
Yes.
and we're making you more homey, and we're wearing off on you, and that's why. And
So
then
you may
I
not be
didn't
aware
know
of it.
you before, so I just think that you're OCD, and that's I'm not going to change who you are.
But she stinks.
But she's
smelly, but we're in the sewer. I be smelly.
Right.
Umbra's
What? Yes.
Umbra's a bit OCD, and
I'm writing it all off. I'm not paying attention.
All right.
What
Okay,
are
now-
you? Are you under the effects?
Yes. I'm scared of something, but he hasn't.
Oh, he hasn't told you yet.
That's right,
Yeah.
right.
But I'm at.
He's supposed to be scared
Well,
of
I'm at 2
something, yeah.
now. So, but we don't know what the number's going to be now.
Is there anyone that we can go to tell us about the corruption?
We have to be
In
aware
ourselves.
of
You
it
got to
first.
be aware of it.
We're not aware yet.
well,
You
I
can
would
figure
be
out why
aware
you're
if I
stinky.
smell. Come on.
Yes.
okay. Let's roll the wisdom saving throws for this morning, and then we'll take it as it comes. Ember, that's you as well.
It's a wisdom save.
Oh,
It's a wisdom
yeah,
save.
it's a wisdom.
Can I?
I got a 7.
There's your first point of corruption.
There's my
You
first
take 1
save.
point of corruption.
Oh, I think I might be okay.
What?
18? Are you freaking kidding?
You already have 2 points, and there's a reason. When you guys figure it out, it'll make sense. Your DC is a lot higher than everyone else's.
So my DC was like a 20?
There's a reason for it. Too. When you guys will figure it out, you'll realize why.
Wisdom.
10.
So now I'm at 3 points.
You take a second point.
14?
14, you do not get a third point. You keep your two.
Yay! I'm happy.
Her DC
So
was
3.
a 14.
Mhm.
So
Three.
how many
Three.
points of
3,
corruption?
you take a third point of corruption.
So how many points of corruption now? 3?
You have 2.
Oh, I have 2.
2, 3, 3, 2. 1. Let's see if anything
But wait,
has
she was going from a 2 to a 3 too.
Which she made her save.
I made the save.
But your save was a 14.
Yes.
Mine was an 18.
Everyone's
Yeah,
DC is different.
Everyone's different.
Everyone's DC
He
is
explained
different.
it to me.
That's crazy.
He explained it to me. It makes a lot of sense, and
Oh,
you'll
this doesn't make
understand
any
it later.
sense.
Oh, it does.
You'll understand
It
it later.
does. Okay.
Now, is there anywhere that we can go?
Oh boy.
Hey,
Don't make me.
you think this is going to be easy for you too?
We'll start with Ember.
Yeah.
You are now also OCD. You develop an obsessive compulsive.
Oh, lordy.
Umbra, in addition to your OCD,
Oh dear.
no noticeable effect.
Oh boy.
Making a note.
I have 1 point of OCD.
And Tor. Distracted. Your mind has grown scattered and easily clouded. You now have disadvantage on intelligence checks. As if Tor needed more minuses to his intelligence. So now on any intelligence check, you have disadvantage. Whether it's investigation or nature or anything
You
like
have to
that.
write that down.
Well, we
for
need him
him.
more for his brawn anyway.
This is true.
True.
It's just his intelligence already is a -1, so
So what? Intelligent on what?
disadvantage on any intelligence checks.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so do I feel this when I wake up? Do I feel different?
Yes, you feel different,
Can
and you
I-
notice yourself exhibiting some of the same habits as Umbra.
I would like to roll a check to see if I can figure it out.
Make an Arcana check.
10.
Okay, the DC wasn't high. You notice that you sit and you think and you realize, what the hell is going on with me? And you remember that Umbra's habits and Sashin's niceness and Nulara's
Smell.
smell, none of this happened before that mysterious box showed up on your doorstep.
That freaking box.
I want to call a group meeting. But
Okay.
before I call a group meeting, I'd like to send a message. Good morning.
Oh dear.
Library was helpful. He is not dead. Just resting. He will be back. Let's meet at 3 for tea.
Message back. I'm sure tea is better in my mansion rather than your sewer. Can you please?
And she's so 100% right.
I love Dungeons and Dragons.
Can you please come here? Bathe Nulara first. The mansion is guarded.
Nice.
Bathe Nulara. Wow. 24 words. You're welcome.
That's awesome, guys.
Okay. Town meeting. Or
I refuse to go in the sewer. Just sign Ontario.
I can see you about perfume.
group meeting.
Yes.
Guys, I don't feel good today. And I noticed that some of you guys feel the same way. So, I also noticed that freaky stuff started happening when the freaky box showed up. And I'm thinking freaky equals freaky. So let's discuss. Anybody feel the same way?
I do. I have noticed myself.
All right, we broke Sario.
You notice that smell? I'm confused.
Wait, keep going, because all you said was
I'll tell you later.
yourself.
Yeah.
I noticed myself, a change in myself.
We all have.
Okay, yeah, well, thank you. I just noticed it, so I want to find out
She just noticed
how
it.
that can be reversed.
Okay. DM, how do we run checks? How do we fix this?
Okay. New Laura, just make a wisdom check. Roll a d20 and add your wisdom modifier.
Ooh.
20.
Okay. You know that there are spells that can break ties with corrupted items, and that you have access to a lot of these, and that those of the cleric or paladin, persuasion, even druids like healers would have access to a lot of the spells that you would need.
Do I have those spells?
That was the first line I said,
Right.
is that you have access
So
to a lot
I
of
have
these
to,
spells.
yeah, okay. Access mean I can get them.
Yes.
Okay, but I have them myself now. Okay. So I just have to look at them, or the definitions of them?
The
or
spells that you have, do you have remove curse, which we've already established.
Yes.
She has remove
Lesser
curse,
restoration,
lesser
remove
restoration,
curse.
and does she have dispel magic?
Yes, she does.
Those are the ones you'd want to try. Dispel magic, remove curse,
Why
lesser
don't we take
restoration.
the box and say dispel magic?
Dispel magic?
Yes.
Okay. Let's find the box and do dispel magic.
Okay.
All right.
Do it.
Okay. I need another wisdom check from you.
No problem.
Roll a d20 and add your wisdom modifier.
Oh my God, the same one. 20.
Yes.
Okay. You hold the box, that weird box in your hand, and you cast, and you can almost feel like you yourself pulling energy out of the box, and it's hard to describe the physical feeling. It's more of like an internal, like in your mind, what this feels like. But you have the sense of almost grabbing onto a tether. And as you're trying to snap the tether, you feel resistance, almost as if something is pulling back. Almost as like someone or something was tug-of-warring it with you.
Yeah,
but at the last second, you feel Eldath pulse through you, and you can feel the tether snap. But that was a very discomforting energy you got from whatever grabbed the other end of that tether.
Okay.
Do we notice a difference in ourselves?
For the mechanics of it, I'll say that in and of itself removed 1 point from everybody. But it's going to require some spell casting to get all of it.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm back
We
to
will
2.
try
How
again.
many points do you
I'm
have?
down to 1.
I have 2.
Back to
So
2.
You have
back to 1.
back to 1.
Okay, so that was 1.
She's not as stinky.
Even though we kissed it, it's a third.
I think let's try it on
Third
you
level.
first. No,
Yeah.
don't worry about level for this.
No, but I'm saying it's a third level one. That's
Oh,
all.
it is a third
Yeah,
level.
it is
How
a third
many-
level.
How many?
And Lester Restoration, is that what you said that before?
Yeah,
That's a second level one.
I would use as many as you have available.
Okay, so let me use Lesser Restoration in the third level. Will that do any?
Start at second.
Yes.
It is a second.
You said at third level.
Oh, you're going to
Oh.
use it at third level?
Can I?
Who are you using it on?
On myself. I
would
want
say
to
it's a
see
little
if
bit
it
more
works,
obvious with her.
and then we can.
I'm trying to help you. You don't need to use it on third level on yourself. You only
Okay.
have 1 point of corruption left.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I do.
Okay.
Who has
Sorry.
the most?
Okay.
So
So use it.
use it at
doing
second.
it to see if it
I'm trying to say
works
just
on
use it at
Yeah,
second
yeah.
level on yourself.
Okay. That way I can tell, and then we can work on
Okay.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New
That way
Laura-
the smell will go away immediately.
New Laura just stops and goes, "Wait a minute, I might have something that could help with this." And you cast Lesser Restoration, and you notice when the cast is gone, so is your smell.
There you go. So now, okay, it worked on me.
Basically, you could use Lesser Restoration again at second level on Tor and Sashim.
Yes. Yes, I can.
That'll use all your second level spell slots.
Yes, it would.
And you could cast it at a 3rd level.
Uh-huh.
And I'll say you get Umbra back to nothing.
Okay.
So you'll use all 3 of your second level spell slots and 1 3rd level spell, and corruption will be removed from everybody.
That's a lot.
Excellent. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Boom, 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 boom. Okay.
Thank you, Ma.
No more corruption. As the cleric just walks around the room. Come here.
Nice.
Okay.
And just casting and removes all the corruption.
Wait a minute. So the box that we got with all the goodies inside, that was the corruption. She was doing her
Yes.
thing. It has the energy being removed. She felt it, the push and the pull and the
Yep. She felt something grab a hold of the tether before she was able to break it.
but she was able to break
She
it.
was able to break it.
And it's no longer corrupted.
You don't think so?
Okay.
Okay.
Let's,
But we won't touch it for a while.
So
yeah, that
I
box
only have
goes in the
first
bottom of
level
the ocean as
spells.
far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, black box.
So now that we've all addressed it, does everybody feel different now that the corruption is gone?
So now
I feel
Whoa.
better, but
Smart
I don't
again.
risk it.
Whatever the low level is.
Yeah.
You notice, Umbra, your OCD is gone.
OCD's
You're
gone
having to
from
restack
Umbra.
and stack everything. Done. Gone.
And you're a grouch again. We should have left her.
Oh, you should have
Watch
kept her
it.
at one.
Okay, just watch it.
She's back to herself.
Yeah, and she's back.
Okay, I think we can move on now.
Okay.
Thank you,
I
Ma.
think that every morning we wake up and we feel different after we've been with this thing. So we shouldn't spend any more nights with it.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's prolonged exposure to it.
But I don't want to just get rid of it where somebody else is going to pick it up and be
Cause.
affected by it.
Mm,
Yeah,
you're right. It's
so
not like we're going to sell
we
it
got
to
to figure
somebody.
out a way to get rid of it where it's not going to cause any more damage.
Give it to the collector.
Oh, you know what? Let's give it to the doctor. Yeah.
We could do that. Does he have a vault or something you could put it in?
Who knows? But at the very least, he could probably get rid of it efficiently if that's what has to
Biohazard.
happen.
Okay.
Okay. Before we get into that, just to explain to you guys how it worked, because now it's out of play.
Yeah.
The box itself was a corrupted item. So was everything that came out of it.
Okay.
So however many items you kept affected your DC.
Okay.
I'm also being nice in the fact that I'm allowing your sword that came out of it to still be magical. I'm going to let it retain the
I think it was
+1
the
bonus.
fact
that
that
balance.
you
You
took it
mean my
out. Like,
shrunken
you took
goblin
it
head
out
was
and you
corrupted?
kept it.
Because I
It's a
can't.
shrunken goblin head. What do you think?
It corrupted you.
I'm just asking.
And every time you guys...
Oh, man.
Because you'll notice none of you had to roll wisdom saves when you were in the Forest of Shadow.
No, you're right.
You only had to roll corruption saves when you long rested in the presence
in
of the box.
town.
Yeah.
When you long rested under the same roof as the box, that's what triggered the wisdom saves.
So because we broke
didn't
the
get it.
box, is the sword still magical?
I'm going to be nice and say yes. And say
Okay.
I'm allowing the sword to maintain the +1 benefit.
Okay.
You're
Do I
welcome.
have to get rid of that stupid displacer beast tentacle?
I don't know, unless you want a displacer beast tentacle. It's up to you.
I asked her if she could turn it into a potion, but she never got back to me. Oh no, I haven't gone back to her yet.
Okay, so for the purposes of brevity, I'm gonna say you guys have 2 days of downtime.
Okay.
So what do you want to do in those 2 days? You have a tea date in mid-afternoon with Sariel. Is there anything anyone wants to accomplish? You mentioned something about the necromancer.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
I
somebody
wanted to
needs.
see if she could make that displacer potion. I want to go back to the potions woman.
A potion of displacement?
Yeah, I gave her the tentacle.
Yeah.
Did I give it to her, or did I just ask
I
her
don't
about
remember
it?
that. I don't remember any of that.
I asked somebody about it.
Okay. Is there anything in particular you guys want to do?
I'm going to probably practice with my great axe and chuck it at trees and stuff.
So
I think we
train.
should use
Train.
downtime
I was
for
thinking of
downtime.
doing some
Yeah.
training too, but I don't want any of them to go roaming around. Like us all alone.
By themselves.
But I
Okay.
do want to I'll train if they're gonna do an errand. I'll tag along with them.
I'm gonna say that I'm gonna kind of train my fire.
Maybe you should be with me. At least there's two.
And
I'm not alone, even though.
yeah, he
Okay.
shouldn't be alone
Yeah.
either.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm gonna say that I want to go and I want to practice with my flame, and in game I want to practice fireball. I want to practice my control over creating a large fire.
That's
Okay.
fair enough.
All right, so we'll train together.
Yeah,
You could chase me with the fire to practice. and stuff.
Okay.
that would be great.
Sariel, anything other than your tea date that you want to accomplish?
I'm going to make sure that things at the Tremaine Empire are nice and sheared up, and everything is nice, Loctite. There's nothing that has any links or relation to Cormion.
Okay.
I'm informing the rest of my in-source, outsource that we're not having any deals with Wildenhelm or Lord Cormion.
Okay.
And I was like blocking and making sure that my empire is safe.
Okay. Laura, anything in particular you want to do?
No, I'm just going to check all my equipment, make sure I have everything that I'm supposed to have.
Okay.
Within that time limit, meditation.
Okay. I'm going to consider that training for you.
Okay.
Then, for brevity, I'll do like a summary of the next 2 days. Ember, you're spending time investigating the necromancer?
Yeah.
We'll start with that. Make 2 investigation checks, 1 for each day, please.
Well, the first day, I guess I was sleepy. 1 is a 15, 1 is a 1.
Okay, the 15 is fine. You find out the following pieces of information. If you want, I'll email this to you, or you know what? Just so you have it for your reference, I will just send you a photo of my notes, but I'll say it out loud for the class so everyone can hear. You find out that a guard was murdered the same night that you went into the Oaken Hill Crypts. Your first night adventuring.
Oh, I think we found that out. We were going to go talk to them.
You discovered that he appeared to have been killed by some kind of spell. That magic was involved in his death. You find out that parts of his body were actually flayed off of him. He was missing skin in certain places. He was last seen talking to a bald, red-skinned tiefling with a tattoo on his head.
Have we seen him before?
The bald, red-skinned...
No.
Bald, red-skinned
tiefling with a tattoo on his head.
With a tattoo.
On his head?
And you also find out that someone matching that description was seen leaving the city via the city gates that on the upper city side, which would be on the east side of the city, was leaving by the eastern gate last night. Sariel, you spend the good 2 days getting to all your business contacts, relaying all that information to them. You are happy with the guards that have been put on your estate, that have been put on your mansion. You meet a little bit of resistance because Cormion was spreading a lot of coin around, but directive is getting out from the council, and people are falling in line. And your father is very well respected and carries quite a bit of clout amongst the merchants.
And just because of my personality, like, just me talking to people, they feel welcome, they feel happy, they feel wonderful.
Yes. Nulara, you have quite a bit to meditate on. You've been through a lot in the last few days. It's been a trying time for you. And you are thankful for a little peace, a little quiet, and a little reflection. Umbra, she can make you a potion of displacement, and she will try and have it ready for you along with the fire arrows.
I thought it was a different place for the potions, no?
Was it? Oh, yes, this would be. This would be at Farah's Arcane Emporium.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, this would be at Farah's, not Rowena's. You're right. Okay. I'm sorry. So, yes, that'll be that's actually a rare magic item. That's going to be pricey. She's like, I could do that for maybe 900 gold.
Okay, let's see. I have... How many platinum is that?
90.
Okay, or I have a gem for 200, and I will give you 60 in platinum.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a deal. And that'll take about a week.
Okay.
And the two of you spend the next 2 days, because you realized in the fight with Cormion, your weapons seemed a little bit lighter in your hands than they've been, and you were able to get 2 shots for the price of 1. So you're kind of like playing with that. You guys spar a little bit.
Yeah.
And you're starting to feel a little more confident with your weapons.
All right.
That makes
Can
sense.
I fly up into the air and have a conversation with Sam?
Yes, but one other piece of information is you all spend 2 days in the city. Cormion does not resurface.
He's getting stronger and stronger. That's what
He's resting.
As of now, he is a ghost. No one has seen of him, heard of him, nothing.
False
Just letting you know.
confidence.
Also, when you went to have your tea with Sariel, Ember, when you arrived there were 2 guards outside of her estate. One is one you've not seen before. You might have seen him walking around the city, but you never met him. Half-orc.
You're going to ask me about this later, aren't you? Hold on.
I'm just painting a picture for you. A half-orc in the standard armor of the city guard. You notice the only different thing about him is rather than the standard short sword, he carries a long sword.
Do I find him attractive?
Kind of weather-beaten, but whatever, sure. Okay. And the other guard is Durthane.
Oh, okay. I say hi.
Good to see you again, Ember.
Staying out of trouble?
Never. What fun would that be?
I think it would be safer.
Nah, safe is overrated.
Yeah, me too. I feel the same way.
I've heard.
Trouble just seems to find us.
Ain't that always the way?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming for your tea date, you guys just update each other?
Mm-hmm. No, I
Yeah.
thought not everybody was coming. I thought
everybody was coming. But we don't have to.
I just didn't because it's basically downtime, so there's nothing, major to get, so I'm just
Right.
going
We're
through
all
this.
doing that.
That's strategy.
Okay, and you want to have a conversation with Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do you say to Sam?
I'm just checking in and saying that I feel more confident and that I appreciate the fact that she's letting go of holding my power from me and she's letting me use it more.
Little at a time. The better you get, the more I'll give you.
I wanted to bring the box to the doctor.
Oh, that's right. That was the other thing you wanted to do. Are you going alone for that?
I don't know. Anybody's welcome.
You guys should be walking in twos, probably.
Okay, she's going to bring the box to the doctors. I'm just asking, is anyone going with her? Or
Okay, yeah, I'll go.
I'm building
I'll
city
go with her.
relations.
you're building city relations.
Okay.
I'm building myself.
So the two of
I'll
you?
go with Umbra, yeah, because
Okay.
all I was doing was,
Yeah, because then you can explain what you did to the box too.
yeah.
Okay.
So I think we'll ask Wendell to take us over.
Which he certainly will. Always a pleasure. Hi-ho. When you arrive at the doctor's estate, you pull up to that familiar topiary out in front of his big courtyard. Only now you see him. He is laying in the topiary when you arrive. It is a nice sunny day. He's wearing a very simple tunic and is effectively sunning himself. Oh, good morning, Black Heron. What do you have for me today?
Here we brought you something. We're not sure where it came from or how to dispose of it, and it kind of corrupted us. And I just noodled him out everything that we took out of it and whatnot. And we want to know, is it safe to hold on to? Should it be destroyed?
Do you want me to study it and hold on to it? What do you...
Well, have you ever seen it before?
I've not come across one of these.
Do you get the sense that it's still evil?
I don't get much of a sense of it.
I think we should warn him of what it did to us.
Yeah.
Oh, did it now? Well, that sounds like fun.
Go ahead, see if you can get something
You didn't
out of
have
it.
to smell her.
Let's start with that again.
You see
Insults! Insults!
You see him like Rubik's Cube it,
Yeah.
and nothing happens.
Okay, nothing comes out anymore.
I thought you said this was like a magic sort of thing.
Well, that's
guess
why I think we should bring him up
Laura
to
did
date
more
what
to
we
it.
got out of it.
This is boring.
Okay.
And he throws it back to you.
And he throws it. Okay, so we think it's done then.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it should be destroyed though.
Yeah. Where do you think we can chuck this?
Melt it.
Chug it in the river. Give it to one of the temples. I
Can
don't
we
know.
burn it? I'm afraid that it stays in the water, and somebody might find it, and we don't know if it can.
It looks like it doesn't do anything.
Campaign number 2.
We don't know for sure. Well, we know if it's ashes, it's not going into it.
The box
Alright,
from the
set it on
Black
fire.
Lagoon.
I think we should set it on
Is that a
fire.
porno?
Yeah.
Right here in front of him?
I'm gonna get my
Yeah.
fire by hook or by crook today.
Okay.
You want to bring it back to me?
Yeah, he like throws it, I catch it, I'm like, whatever,
Oh,
man.
maybe
And I set it on top of his topiaries.
We let him.
And I'm like, light it up.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
no,
don't
no,
want
no.
to
Do
Here
it,
we
you
go.
do it.
Not on my birds, for the love of Paylor. Take that down! You want to burn it, but not on my birds.
Maybe we should go into his house and put it in the fireplace and burn it there.
Yeah. Can we use your fireplace?
And scatter the ashes.
Yeah. No. Well,
Like
it
a
would
melt.
melt. Yeah.
It would take a lot more heat than a fireplace has to melt it. If you're looking to melt the metal, it's going to take a lot more heat than that.
Can they find a forge?
Yeah, you'd have to go into the lower city to one of the blacksmiths and find a forge.
So that's where we gotta go.
Just put some rocks.
Will Wendell take us there?
Sure. Wendell can drive you there. And if that's all you're looking for, you could find a blacksmith who'll melt it for you. Basically, just takes and throws it in the forge.
Yeah.
Be like a gold.
Okay.
That's good.
That's what we want to do.
You get the feeling he's probably just going to melt it down and use it for parts, but
who cares?
Do we want him to melt it into something for us?
No. I don't want it. I don't want to be near it. I don't want to.
Yeah.
No, nothing.
No, our experience
I
was
want a
bad.
dagger.
Like we want even a reminder of that. Even if it smelled. I don't.
Okay. All right. We'll just leave it.
I don't.
Yeah. It could be still possessed. You would have the dagger, and
You
then we'd
never
go
know.
do the same thing again.
Yeah, like
It might be
Christine,
a
the
cool
car.
dagger. It might be like a cool dagger that when I stab people,
you know
they
you
have
guys.
corruption.
You know you guys aren't with them, right?
Yeah.
This is out of the. Okay. This is the out of the box.
That's where we go. We go to the black.
Okay. Wendell drives New Laura and Umbra.
Yes, and we see that we give it to him for a charge of
$1 gold.
$1 gold. He basically right there in front of you just
and
takes
throws it in,
into
and
the
we
forge.
watch it as it
Awesome.
melts down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And off we go.
And I just warn him not to make it into something to give to somebody else.
Yeah. No, that's his problem. He does it, but
Okay.
and off we go back.
And you're coming back to her. Are you relaying any of the info about the necromancer? Just because as a DM, I want to know where the story goes next.
Yeah, necromancer.
Okay. Then we'll pick up with that next chapter. Why carry around the books when you can take just a few cards to your games? The Deck of Many makes easy to use and easy to transport quick reference cards for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, containing information on monsters, weapons, conditions, NPCs, spells, and even a deck of many things. Go visit deckofmany.com and pre-order your set of animated spell cards today. Thanks for listening to the D&D Grandma and the Family That Games Together D&D podcast. If you liked what you heard, please consider supporting the D&D Grandma Patreon, and feel free to check us out on Twitter at D&D Grandma. Thank you, and keep on rolling.